Day 21 of my hike from Mexico to Canada had me starting out on the Mission Creek washout section of the Pacific Crest Trail. This area is known to be one of the most challenging parts of the Pacific Crest Trail in the southern section because of a washout that occurred 3 years ago. After taking a double zero at my mom's house, she dropped me off, but I was alone with no one else I knew on trail. Very strange, almost ominous feeling on trail this morning. It might just be in my head, but I hear a hawk screeching in the distance, this sort of like droning sound of the windmill, and just being in the sun-beaten desert alone. I've seen a couple other people, but I don't know any of them. They're all strangers to me. A couple minutes ago, a guy walked past me, had a front backpack and a back backpack, and I said hi, and he just had like the 1,000-yard stare. It was very bizarre. I always like to listen to my intuition with things like this, so I guess I'm just gonna be a little bit on alert and try to avoid being around that guy as much as possible, because something ain't right. Oh boy, I started off this section in a really weird mindset, but I'm feeling better now and just making miles. It's getting pretty hot, so I'll probably stop for a midday siesta soon. I'm approaching an area called Whitewater Preserve, and it's hiker friendly. There's a visitor center, and that's kind of all that I know about it. But I think I'll go check that out and maybe spend some time there midday just to let the heat of the day pass, and I'll do some more miles this evening, late afternoon. It is a half-mile detour each way to go to this preserve, Whitewater Preserve, but I think it will be worth it. It's kind of hard to decide to add a mile onto your day, but when there's promise of a relaxing place to spend the heat of the day in a cool, shaded environment, it does always seem worth it. Hello. Whitewater Preserve proved to be just the oasis I needed in the desert. It had wading pools, a place to camp, and car campers that provided me with some free food. I also had the opportunity to meet more of the hikers that were around me, which felt like safety because I had been spooked by the stranger earlier in the day. Although it wasn't in my original plan, I ultimately decided to go ahead and camp at Whitewater Preserve for the night. Good morning. I ended up staying here at Whitewater Preserve last night just because I was not feeling my best, and it felt really comfortable here. So I decided to just enjoy it for what it was, and I think I made the right decision. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm headed out to make some miles towards Big Bear today, so let's get going. I don't plan on parting ways with the Mission Creek today, so that means I get a pretty light water carry since I should be able to refill frequently, which is nice because over the next couple of days I will be gaining about 6,500 feet in elevation. So basically going up from the desert floor up into the mountains. Lighter load is welcome. It's already feeling warm, but truth is, it never actually cooled off last night. I slept in a tank top and shorts, and I did use my quilt, but I kept having to like open it, and fortunately it was windy. So when the wind would come through, I would just open it up and let all the warm air that I was holding in there out, cool it off so I could go back to sleep. All right, back on the PCT. Got ourselves a real water crossing here. It's flowing for sure. There is a 6-mile water carry up ahead, so I just refilled water and I'm gonna sit here, try to drink this liter of water, carry out 1.5 liters to the next water source, and have a little snack while I'm here. Beautiful views looking back at Mount San Jacinto, where I came down from the other day, and then out in the other direction is Mount San Gorgonio, which is the highest peak in Southern California, San Jacinto being the second highest. I don't know if I can see San Gorgonio, but it's in that direction. And I've been up there before, but I'm just not sure if that's what I'm looking at, because I climbed it from the other direction. Wow, it's so beautiful. There is Mission Creek, the next mission on our list for today. It's to head down to Mission Creek and start navigating all that nonsense. The descent down to Mission Creek was long, hot, and dry. By the time I got there, I was ready for my midday siesta. So I stopped under what shade I could find next to the creek, drank water, and relaxed. Sleeping midday break down by the river, or the creek, I suppose, Mission Creek. But for the next several miles, actually, up until after camp tonight, we will be close to the creek. So that's a nice feeling, especially considering it's still 86 degrees outside. It's quite windy right now. Hopefully you can hear me. But I have some news. I convinced myself that I was being dramatic about yesterday. First of all, I just wasn't feeling well. I only hiked 4 miles and I felt like whatever I was trying to do, I could not get my posterior chain to engage for climbing up the hills. It was almost like I was like trying to fall up the hill and catch myself continuously. Just could not rally the energy. Yeah, it was all just like mind over matter in order to even make the miles that I did. So I'm glad that I stopped when I did, because I woke up today feeling so much better. Like my sprained ankle was hurting so badly yesterday for half the day I just was not walking properly. It felt like I was trying to drive with the emergency brake on. And today I feel so much better. I actually just hiked up this mess for an hour and a half, and I didn't even realize it had been that long. I thought it had been like 40 minutes. It's just stopping for a little break under this shaded tree, and I have about 4 more miles to do, so like 2 more hours of hiking. There is kind of something else going on though. I had an instinct about a person yesterday. It was just like I felt something was off with this person. I felt like I did not want to be around him. I had to pass him on the trail at one point, and it was just a matter of like keeping my head down and trying to put as much distance between us as quickly as possible. And I was hoping that he wouldn't come so far, or maybe he was just like headed to camp somewhere, because I don't know that he's a PCT thru hiker. Unfortunately, I did see him today when I stopped for my long break at the Mission Creek. I was the first one sort of in our group of friendly people to arrive there, and immediately I went down to the creek just to soak my bandana to cool my body off because it was like 90 something degrees. And I brought my pack down there with me, and then I realized like, oh, I'm gonna want to sit in the shade, so I put my pack back on after having taken it off briefly, and went to go find the shade. And this guy who was down by the creek when I got there immediately grabbed his stuff and like booked it to the shady spot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to sit near him. So I put up my rain fly to make my own shade. And then someone I'm hiking with today, he came by shortly, and he went down to the creek, but he left his pack by me, and I was not like in the line of sight of the creepy guy or anything. But basically this other girl that I've met, she came through and she was looking for shade, and there was not enough by me, so she like went to like walk past him to look for a shady spot, and he told her that she should not come over to where he is. He didn't want to be around people. And she's like, oh, I'm just walking by. He's like, go away. Like, honestly, there's something wrong with this guy. And I then left after a couple of hours hanging out for the midday break, and I saw him again in this section. So I don't know. I want to get away from him. Something's wrong with him, and I don't like it. Hello, I've made it to camp. I made it 0.6 further than planned, but 1.5 shy of what my goal was. But we're losing light. I cannot traverse all that stuff with the light being so low. And I spotted a good campsite. Was feeling pretty hungry, so figured best to make camp. It looks like I've actually rejoined the PCT trail. Came up out of the wash, which we've left Mission Creek, and now that was just like a dry wash for a little while. And this is my third time actually coming up onto the bank trying to find the trail. And the other 2 times I did it regrettably. Hopefully this is a bit more promising. There's a couple guys ahead of me, and I can kind of see them still up here. Most times people have like almost immediately dropped back down into the wash. So hopefully we have some trail now. Still heading uphill all day. Like 6,500 feet of elevation gain or something. It's quite a bit. What an incredible oasis we have here. With all the wildflowers and now these cottonwood trees, I believe they're cottonwoods, providing so much shade. It is beautiful. I stopped for a bit for a break before coming up some switchbacks to crest over the ridge I just came over. And I wasn't going to stay there for that long, but just more and more people started coming and chatting, and that's how it goes sometimes. There is still some trail damage through this section, like what you're seeing right here. Keep in mind, it never looks as steep on camera as it is, but that, I mean, if you've got a decent run out there, it's not gonna end your life, but still kind of scary. And this is the other side. This is not too bad. This will be camp for tonight. I'm looking forward to relaxing. All right, it's 7 o'clock. I'm all set up at camp. I quickly changed out of my sweaty, wet hiking clothes into my melly and my puffy, my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, inflated already. It's cold. It got cold quick up here. I was able to collect some water. The stream is very shallow, so when I was laying my knock bag down in it to collect water, I could only get like a liter, not even, before it would just like was starting to spill out. So I'll have to get much more in the morning or maybe later tonight, but I just needed to get warm first. I think I'm gonna start dinner, start a cup of tea, and then head to bed. Tomorrow's another big day, so I'll see you tomorrow. This meal, legitimately one of the best backpacking meals I've ever had. It's a single serving meal. I ate the whole thing. It's 520 calories, and I used 2 regular sized tortillas to eat with. It was so good. Well, hello. I'm at this Coon Creek cabin, I guess. About 6.5 miles from where I camped last night. I have to do at least 10 more, but I am taking a little bit of a break here. I had a nice hearty lunch, and I'm gonna walk around inside this cabin, check it out real quick, and then I'll probably sit down and take a little bit more of a break. Wow. That's weird. Looks like it was nice at one point. Not so much now. I guess you can still rent it or rent this spot. $127. Well, 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 looky here. 250 miles. Woo! Mile 250. It's on a road walk. It is a forest road. But yeah, pretty cruisy. In fact, most of today, all of today, has been so cruisy that I'm kind of forgetting to vlog. And I'm just cruising. So, sorry about that. But it all pretty much looks like this. I think I did get some shots though. Well, hello. I've already passed up where I was planning on camping tonight. I did get some water from the spring here, and I'm looking for a campsite. The place that I was planning on camping is another trail camp, kind of similar to how I camped last night, where there was like open space that was cleared for a bunch of tents. This space was smaller. There were already a lot of hikers there. I did not see a spot that looked relatively flat left. And there was also some dead standing trees, potential widowmakers in that area. So I think I can find something a little better. So hopefully not too long, because I would like to set up camp soon. Good morning. It's town day. I lost track of you last night. I had to clear up some storage on my phone. I couldn't record it anymore. I was able to do that overnight. Got a late start today because it was so cold. Last night I did not sleep very well. I'm excited for a warm, real bed tonight in town. A Big Bear. Just have to make these miles first.